I've been writing computer books now for about 15 years. Around 7 years ago, I had a chance to move just about anywhere in the world. As long as I had an internet connection, I could keep writing the computer books. So it took me all of about 5 minutes to decide to move to Phuket. When I got here, Starbucks had just opened in Patong, and I knew that I could get a great cup of coffee, but the food at Starbucks wasn't very good. And I started dating the lady who's the manager of Starbucks. We got married last August. I convinced Ad, after tasting some of her food, that she really needed to leave Starbucks and start supplying food to Starbucks. And about 4.5 years ago, we started a bakery specifically with the intention of doing good Western food and making sure that Starbucks had great food to eat in the morning.
So how is the sort of marriage going, not just with Ad, but also with the cookies and the food and the computers?
It's exploding. We started out with a bakery. We've now got about 25 employees. Have a 4-story bakery, physical bakery. About 3 years ago, we started a sandwich shop, and now just this past week, we've opened our 3rd sandwich shop. So we have 3 retail shops, plus we supply Starbucks and several other coffee shops here on the island. Business is just incredibly booming. I get almost no sleep these days.
A good sort of meeting place then for you call them these clinics, PC clinics, every Sunday?
Right, every Sunday morning between 10 and noon we have a PC group therapy session. The idea is that I try to bring together people who are very knowledgeable about computers with people who have questions, just normal people trying to struggle with their Windows or PCs or internet or whatever. And by putting the group together, hopefully people will be able to answer specific questions that normal people have about Phuket. It's about computing in Phuket. It's amazing how many people in Phuket are really good computer people. There are enormous pockets of computer people all through the island. So what I'm trying to do is kind of start a critical mass here where people who don't know computers or they have specific questions about computers can meet someone and talk to someone face to face and try to get an answer. It's also a little bit of a cop-out for me because I constantly get questions. People call me or send me email with all sorts of computer questions. And instead of taking the time, 10, 15 minutes here and there several times a day, what I do is invite them to come to the group therapy sessions on Sunday morning. That way they can ask their question, share the problem, share the answer. And we can get more people. Many people will have the same question, but be a little afraid to ask it.
What's the most common sort of question or problem and solution?
Absolutely no question that the number one problem is internet. It's the one thing I hear at every single meeting. People want to know, why is my internet so slow? Or I'm getting internet connection. Which connection should I get? Is TOT better than TT&T? How much does it cost? How well does it work? A lot of questions along those lines.
Well, in short answer, can you give what is the best way to connect here in Phuket?
The problem is there's no single simple answer. A lot depends on where you are, and a lot depends on how much you're willing to pay. Further complicating matters, every week it changes. In particular, right now, the best bet, if you can afford to spend 2,600 baht per month on internet, it's a lot of money. If you can afford it, the CAT ADSL line, they call it HiNet, the CAT ADSL line is the best way to go that I know of. But you have to convince CAT to install a phone line to your house or your office. You can't get it off of the telephone. It's not a TOT line. It's not a TTTN line. You have to have CAT do it. If you can't get CAT to install a line, or you don't want to spend that much money, the second best choice is a technology called EVDO, DO card. The DO card is only available from CAT, and the clincher, CAT ran out of DO cards about a month ago, and they still don't have them in stock. So
But the easiest way is also, though, to come along here and use CAT and these cards here.
in fact, we have the CAT ADSL lines at all three of the shops, the sandwich shops, and internet access is absolutely free, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have 2 computers in every shop, and people who need to download large files or work on their email or do anything that's real intensive, the smartest thing is to grab their own laptop, bring it here, and just hook right up with our network. You get a very fast line.
Do they have to actually be inside the building, or does it spread around this community?
It spreads around, and in fact there are people in neighboring offices and hotels who use our open network. I encourage people to do that. I personally believe that internet connection should be fast and free for everybody all the time. I think everybody in Phuket should be able to get an internet connection that's a good internet connection free. It should be sponsored by business people like me.
The more people who use it, or the problems come in congestion, or also security.
That's true. Security problems, we haven't had any that I know of, but the congestion problems are enormous. Just in the last month, our speeds here at the sandwich shops on the CAT HiNet ADSL line have gone way down. They're about half what they used to be because of congestion, because there's so many people using the lines that they get clogged, just like a road gets clogged. And it's taken an enormous toll here. The one that really bothers me right now, the CAT line that we have in Chalong at our third shop, is just not up to snuff. It's not as fast as either of the other 2. And I'm working with CAT right now to try to get that improved. But overall, it's a congestion. It's oversubscribing.
Let's talk about Vista, which we talked to you last year when it just came out, and you wrote a book on it, on time-saving book since, I think. How do you think of it now it's sort of settled in after 1 year?
I still use Vista every day, and it's my main operating system. I think that people who buy new computers should be very careful to get Vista Home Premium. Don't get Home Basic, get Home Premium. A lot of reasons why. Come to a meeting on Sunday morning, I'll explain all the reasons why. But Vista Home Premium right now is the sweet spot. People who have a computer running Windows XP, if they're happy with it, don't change. There's no reason to move to Vista. Vista is not a compelling upgrade. The worst part is that there's still a lot of drivers for hardware that work with XP and don't work with Beams with Vista. So if you